Yeah, we do. So good morning. My name is Judge Person. I'm actually going to repeat myself a little bit while I wait for people's audio to connect. It just happens at different rates of speed for everyone. So I like to try to get everybody onto the same page before I start talking a lot. So again, I'm Judge Person, and I do welcome everybody to court this morning. We're running 2 dockets, and give me one moment. We are running 2 dockets. One is for folks who are here for the pretrial docket, and the other is for folks who are here for the general docket. And I do have a couple of folks I was not able to identify. Sorry, and I have a few more people coming in again. Let's see. Here's another one. Okay, and so just let me kind of figure out a couple of people. There's a person who's labeled Web01 and they're not on screen yet. I do ask that folks remain on screen unless there's something embarrassing that you need to do. I understand that happens sometimes. So this Web01 person, who are you, please?
Curtis Weber.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Weber. And now I have you marked in. I did want to ask if you could get on the screen. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. There it is.
There it is. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mr. Weber. Okay, so I will actually just rename you for purposes of this meeting. It won't change it permanently in your system. It's just for this meeting. And we will get with you shortly. You're here for the pretrial docket. Several people are, and I'm about to start that docket. So folks who are here on the pretrial docket, that means that you've pleaded not guilty. And we'll be working through your cases in a moment. I have a few. It's best, folks, to not, if you have a question, it's usually best to wait for your turn, just because we're all going to have a turn, and there's a lot of information I'm trying to push out. And while I don't know if you can see everyone on the screen, I can, and it's a lot. I manage this myself, so not looking for a big awe moment, but the bottom line is I have a few people trying to ask me questions on chat, and we really reserve the chat function for folks that we can't get connected to on their audio. And Miss Wilburn, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me, Miss Wilburn? If you can, put a thumbs up. Yeah, I think she's not connected. She's working on it. Then I have another person who is a telephone number, and it ends in around 908, 254 area code 908. And I'm asking you to unmute and just let me know who you are. I'd just like to pull the right files for the right people so that I can work with you effectively and be efficient with time. Person on the telephone, maybe, can you unmute? Is that a *7? Is that how we do that? *7? Melissa does know that. Melissa knows.
Hello?
Yeah, hi there.
Yes, 90. Yes, ma'am. 908. That's me, Sergio Quiros.
Yeah, what's the last name again?
Quiros, ma'am.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Quiros. Okay, I've got you down now. One thing I have learned from working with folks on the phone is it's not the best method. I do allow it where people don't have other choices because I don't want to effectively close the door on you. But my question is, do you have another device where you could get on a smart device with a screen? Is it possible?
No, ma'am. I have just a basic phone and I'm at work, so I won't be able to access that.
Okay, I don't mind you being at work, but I hope your boss knows that you are in a courtroom, because when it's your turn, I'm going to call your name and I'll expect you to respond, okay?
Yes, I'll be here.
one thing with the phone is you're not really aware of where you are in the process of things at all. There's a number of people in the meeting, and they may or may not, we may or may not have, it may take a while to get to you. And a lot of times then when I call that person's name out, they don't reply because they've kind of tuned it out, because that's kind of the way the brain will work. And so just pay attention, okay? And
Yeah.
that really goes for everyone. The purpose of being on screen is entirely different, but it's not uncommon that you get busy doing something else while you're waiting. I don't mind if you're looking at your other device or writing a letter or even reading a book. The convenience of Zoom means that if people are, for example, at work, I don't mind that. I'm not real severe about that, as long as we keep proper decorum for the courtroom. And that really means things like, don't forget you're on screen. Please don't eat on those kinds of courtesies. If we can maintain that and still have convenience, okay. So I'll speak up with you if I feel like there's a problem. The other thing is to try to stay muted, because until it's your turn, and then you'll have an opportunity to talk with me about your matters, and we'll do that. So I do want to give some basic information, and that is that really when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It's an accusation. A plea is an answer or a response to that accusation, and there are 3 options for entering a plea: not guilty, guilty, no contest. Okay, not guilty means state should have to prove this case against me. Ultimately, that means, hey, I'm asking for a trial. Okay, so the prosecutor is here today. On your screen, he's named Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson, unmute briefly and just say, hi, I'm Ryan Matson. That way it'll push you forward for people.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, that's Mr. Matson. And so what happens there is that's a breakout room, because I'm running 2 dockets and we do them at the same time. This is how we've always done it. And what I'll do there is move you into that meeting. Now that's possibly a negotiation meeting, if you want it to be. It's possibly just, assessing whether there are things that need to be addressed prior to trial. It's your opportunity, if you want to talk about your case with the person who is prosecuting the case. Okay, so just be aware, it's not your attorney, it's the attorney for the other party. That person represents the state of Texas in the cases that are filed here. Another note about Mr. Matson is that he is not my employee. He works for the city attorney's office. He is the equivalent of a district attorney in the cases in the court here. And so, while I can schedule him for court, he's not my employee. That is to say, he's not here to do what I am saying. He knows my policies, that is true. But he is an independent actor from myself. Okay. So just be aware of who that is and don't be caught off guard by that later. Okay. So that's another thing. But I do mandate just a look at it together kind of meeting. I expect both parties to look seriously at the case and make a decision about where you're going with it. We do have a second docket for the not guilty docket. That's a little less convenient because it's not Zoom, it's here in the court. And there we're talking about the bond to be posted, the type of trial, and certain rights and duties that you have at that point in the process. Okay. If you plead guilty, you're saying, I did it, and I'm moving forward into sentencing at that point. If you plead no contest, you're not saying I did it. You're not saying I didn't do it. You're not asking for a trial either. You're just moving forward neutrally without saying I did or didn't do it. You're moving forward. Can we knock the air down just a little bit? So guilty or no contest, I'm moving forward with sentencing. Not guilty, I'm moving forward with trial. Okay. So I think it's really important to understand the effect. The next thing I want to let you know is that, and I'm just letting people in as they come. The next thing I want to let you know is that if you plead guilty or no contest, I still have 4 methods or ways to gain a dismissal from this court. And I just want to tell you briefly what they are and a little bit about them so that you know your options in the court. I really like to get everybody on the same page before we move forward. Okay. And sometimes it'll generate questions too. Many people filled out what we call a citizen contact form. And a lot of things on there, there's check boxes and a way for you to write me a note. And that's fine. Sometimes there are things on there that you might have not understood at that time. And this is an opportunity for me to make sure that everybody really has the same deck of cards. So the 4 options for dismissal from a municipal court directly from the judge on a plea of guilty or no contest are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. So let me just take those quickly. Compliance dismissals are things that are designated by our legislature that say if you do the following things to come into compliance, you gain a dismissal. I will tell you if you have such a case. I'm not going to go through a long list and what you have to do for each one. It is my job to know. However, if you want to talk about that, or if you think something you have might be like that, talk to me about it. That would normally be like equipment type things. That's a good way to think about it. It's not strictly the only thing, but for example, let's say you're going down the road, you put on your blinker, you make your turn, officer stops you, says you didn't put on your blinker. You think, wait a minute, I know I put on my blinker. You and the officer figure out blinker's broken. Officer cites you for broken blinker. You come to court on time with it fixed and pay a $10 dismissal fee. Boom. So that's the kind of example. Okay. And there's just probably about 12 to 15 of those in the codes that apply in this type of court that we have jurisdiction over here. And so if you have something like that, the expectation you can have of me as the judge of the court is that I identify it with you and start moving you towards that dismissal if I can get you there. Okay. So if you think I've missed something, you absolutely should just ask me. Okay. When it's your turn. So that's number 1. 2, driver safety course options are available for moving violations in the state of Texas. That's still true. There are restrictions for who can be in that program. There are restrictions for the offenses that are eligible for that program. You can expect me to identify all of those things and see if you're eligible and ask you if you want to do it. But if you think I've missed something or you have questions about that, feel free to ask when it's your turn. Let me talk to you just for a moment in connection with that about the issue regarding money, because in Class C offenses, the punishment is payment of fines and costs. Okay. When you get to Class B, Class A, Class B and up misdemeanors and felonies, what you're looking at there in those courts are fines and costs. Yes. Community service is a punishment. Yes. And jail time. Okay. So, and sometimes probation and all of the things. Okay. In the Class C court, it's fines and costs. Okay. The rest of it, it's different. So the fines and costs are something that we talk about. One of the reasons I asked for financial disclosure is in assessing those fines and costs. If you've pleaded not guilty, I still ask for that information because at some point heading to trial, I have to set a bond and decide what type of bond I'm going to approve in your case. And, so I need the information, not because I assume that you're guilty and people get concerned about that. And, just for you to know, you can always ask about it. Everything I do is really based in the law. Okay. And even the policies I have are based in the law. And so anyway, that's probably enough about that. But what I want to tell you about fines and costs, and this is the important thing as it relates to driver safety course options, is that every citation has a court cost and a fine. Okay. If you called the clerk and said, how much is this ticket? That clerk would have given you a number. That's the whole number. Okay. Now, the court costs are set by the Texas legislature. I can't change them because that is not, they don't answer to me. Please believe me. The fines are set by the judge. That would be me. So in the driver safety course option, what the law says is you pay the court cost. The fine will go on hold. If you complete the program and get everything done that you're supposed to get done, which is a course and driving record, proper course, proper record on time. Your ticket gets dismissed and the fine that was on hold gets waived. You save money, you keep the item off your record. It is cheaper to do that than it is to pay the whole ticket, because the corrective is, what we know statistically is that where a person gets a citation, even in the category of all tickets, so they don't look at who was guilty, who was not guilty, all tickets, you get a ticket, you move up in the bracket of people who get hurt on our highways. Texas is the #1 state in America to drive and get injured. And if you're 25 and under, you're in the super group, okay? So the driver safety course option is arguably rational law that, hey, let's encourage people. We don't force anybody, but encourage people to take that class, become a better driver, become a more defensive driver for a bit of time. That time frame is identified as about 12 months. So that's what the law reflects. Okay, so if you find me kind of driving you toward it, there's 2 reasons. One is the law says I should make it available in case you want to do it. The other is if you're eligible. And the other is it's really makes good sense. Now, the costs get paid because they get sent to the legislative body. They get sent to the general fund of the state. And the fines get waived. That's what Temple goes to its general fund. The money does not go to the police department. It doesn't go to the court. It goes to the general fund of the city. And you can talk to your governing body about that, how that is used. Okay. So there it is. That's the driver safety course option. It's a good option. If I sound like I'm interested, excited about it, it's because I recognize it to be sensible. On a plea of guilty or no contest, you can expect that I'm looking to see if you're qualified to do it and asking you if you want to. The third option is called a deferred disposition. Deferred means to delay, disposition to make final. I delay making you final, your case final. I don't find you guilty, in other words. I put a written order in place. The written order will list the things that you need to do to gain a dismissal. And if you do the things listed in that written order, I bind myself to that order just like you do. You say, I'm going to do these things. And I say, if you do them, I will sign a dismissal. So if you do the things listed, I sign the dismissal. The deferred option, and somewhere in here, someone's going to ask me about it, and I'll go into some more detail. You can watch how that works, okay? But what a deferred does is allows a dismissal, and it's super helpful when the other options don't work, okay? I will consider it each and every time that I'm asked to do so, and that's what the law says. So you have to make the request. So most people didn't wake up this morning thinking, how do I make a deferred request? And the answer is you simply say, guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. Okay. I don't really have an opinion at all about anyone's plea. What I will tell you about the plea options is deferred is something I will consider upon request on a plea of guilty or no contest. On a not guilty plea, I can't sentence you. So I can't look at that option because I don't know if you're ever going to be sentenced. Okay. So that's how that would work. And then the fourth option is teen court. Teen court is for students, middle school, high school students. If you're a student and I'm not talking to you about teen court, I must have missed something. So talk to me about it because I would expect to do that. It is very similar to a deferred in the sense of there will be things to do. It will save you a little bit of money because you're probably not a working individual, you're in school. But the main thing about teen court, besides the fact that it's effective, is that it places the burden of learning from a mistake on the young person rather than the parent. And we get a much better result. I'm far less likely to read about you in the paper or have you back in my courtroom again if you are in the teen court program. Okay, so that's the 101. Now we're going to move forward. I'm going to start the pretrial docket. Regis Gospel logged in first. Y'all probably didn't know it, but in the background, I was watching everybody log in. And so, Mr. Gospel, what's going to happen is you'll be moved over to a meeting with Mr. Matson. And when that meeting is over, you will come back into this meeting to talk with me just a little bit, a few parting remarks before you go. Okay. So There you go. And Mr. Mattson, there you go. And we will see y'all shortly. I did have a couple of more questions on who folks are. And I've had a few people have trouble logging in and out, having some stress. We'll see. We'll keep trying to work with you. What I wanted to do, there was a person named iPhone. There you are, Mr. iPhone. Could you tell me your name, please?
It's Jonathan Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. I will get with you shortly. And I'll change the name on the screen. It's not perfect. Sometimes it holds and sometimes it doesn't. And no one in Zoom can tell me why that happens. For example, Mr. Weber, you've gone back to Web 01, but I actually know who you are, so we're good. And so here we go. Let me go ahead and get started with Christopher Armour. Mr. Armour, let me find you again. Let's see. I know you're there. Okay, can you unmute and tell me how your day is?
It's going good. Just been working.
Okay, so listen, I did receive the information that you supplied. Thank you. And I wanted to let you know, first of all, let me give you kind of the where I think we are. The charge is running a red light. Okay. The allegation date was March 9th of 2022. You have entered a plea of guilty and requested a deferred disposition. Your case went to warrant for a missed court date. Everyone just needs to be aware the court date is always on the ticket itself. And so that's officers are allowed to give you a court date basically and tell you to be in court. So we usually we send a email out, sorry, not an email, a letter out when the date is missed. I don't think we have returned mail in this file. And then the case went to warrant. So that's where we are. Then I got information from you. You were working as a real estate agent. You did not disclose any bills or any income at all. How are you making ends meet at this time?
How am I what?
Making ends meet. How are you paying bills? I mean, you didn't give me any.
I sold a house, a personal house a couple months ago.
Okay. Are you able to pay your fines and costs today?
I was hoping that I could do some type of service.
Yeah, I don't really know. You didn't give me enough information.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a brand new real estate agent.
Yeah, you gave me that. You listed no income and you listed no bills. And I simply, listen, I've got to be able to make sense of the information. To me, it has to be rational. Okay.
Okay.
Your case went to warrant. You've not been on time. So I don't feel like you're a good candidate for a deferred disposition.
Well, I was moving houses and I had actually just gone through a partition.
None of that excuses you from missing court.
Yeah. And I'd honestly probably misplaced the ticket.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once again, if I get stopped, I'm an average driver. I get stopped, a police officer stops me and gives me a ticket. I shouldn't be thinking I'll get to that eventually, or maybe catch me if you can.
No, it's not catch me.
I should be thinking, wow, I lost my ticket. I better get on the phone and try to figure out.
Yes, ma'am.
I think I remember where I was when I was stopped. So if you're in the jurisdictional limits of the city of Temple, it's rational to assume that you could maybe remember that it was a police officer in Temple and that you would try to figure out what to do. So listen, it's not going to pay for you to argue with me about this. The law is really clear. We have rights under the law. We absolutely do. But all rights that we have are connected to duties. Okay. One of the rights that we have is the right against unlawful search and seizure, right? So we can expect driving down the road, we would get a ticket rather than being arrested 98% of the time. There's like a small exception for that because it would be irrational to arrest everyone accused of a traffic offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be unreasonable. In fact, I think everybody could probably nod their heads and go, yeah, that'd be pretty unreasonable. But the duty we have is to follow up, right? We have to follow up on, or we, it's rights. If we have rights and we don't do our duty, then we lose our rights. So I don't think you're a good candidate for a deferral. I'd like to, so I'm going to deny that request, okay? But
Yes, ma'am.
what I would like is to figure out if, how are you eating? But you didn't tell me that. And, what are the duties that you have in your life, like paying certain bills? You didn't tell me that. As far as I can,
Yeah.
you live off somebody else and you don't have a car because you didn't tell me anything about it. This tells a
Oh,
story. And you basically gave me no story, but you want me to make a decision about that story. So
okay.
what I would like you to do, because I don't feel like I can even recall your warrant right now.
You can what?
I don't really feel like I can recall your warrant right now because basically you just kind of didn't really do your part. So do you have availability, like you could print the forms and add the information and email it back to me while I work with other people so that I can make a rational decision on your case?
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't exactly sure how to fill that out.
Oh, I don't know, like where it says cell phone, you put the bill. I mean, you put what you pay. Where it
Okay.
says food, I mean, most people got it filled out. You passed a
Okay.
real estate exam. I would assume you could read this and understand it. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
will email it back to you. We can email what you sent us, right? To the email that we sent the meeting request to.
Hmm.
And, you can look at it and see if there's any information you can put on here to help me understand, I'm trying to sentence and you're saying no information. And to me, it's like, okay, well then no, you can pay it all now.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm
The reason.
supposed to assume that you can pay it all now, absent information to the contrary. So go ahead and fill this out for me. I'm going to work with other people. The reason I like to get this filled out is because I've now taken lots of extra time explaining this to you, which I will do once for everyone this morning. And then I don't expect to go back over this again because I don't think most people go, wow, I hope court will take extra long this morning. Everyone's already like moving around in their seat and hoping it's their turn next, So out of respect of everyone, you do it. And when I get it back, we'll be checking in to see if we get it back in. We'll do our part. We'll get it back from you and I'll kind of move you back up and try to get you back worked in. Okay.
Okay, Miss Pearson.
Judge person.
Judge Person?
Yeah.
Can I actually, today I'm getting an occupational license, or today or tomorrow. Now right now I don't want to like drive without my occupational. Can I just fill out those forms and reschedule?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. You have to come in or sign your document for reset today. Okay. So that we
Okay.
can do that through email. We can email a reset form and your documents. And if you can print it, sign it, and email it back. We don't do e-sign for July 19th. Okay.
Okay, thank
That'd be
you.
great. All right.
Bye.
We'll send it over. Just
All right.
keep in mind that the warrants are there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Gospel, Mr. Matson, where are we with regard to Mr. Gospel's case?
Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and reset for final. Mr. Gospel would like a chance to review discovery.
Okay. All right. Mr. Gospel, I will set that up for discovery to happen also on your final pretrial date. And that's July 27th at 3:00. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah,
Thank you.
Judge.
Yes. Do you have any further questions before you go?
No, that was the only thing I wanted to know. So, on the 27th at 3 p.m., right, ma'am?
Yes, sir. And you'll come into the courtroom and review all the discovery, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon, Judge.
And you too. Okay, Mr. Matson, your next person is Curtis Weber, excuse me, Mr. Weber. And he's on 2 devices. Now, Mr. Weber, sometimes that works fine. Sometimes it's not the best because the devices can conflict. We haven't had any interference this morning from your devices, so it may not be a problem. You and Mr. Matson can work that out. I'm going to send you both over to that meeting at this time. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's see. Get both devices. There we go. Okay. Both devices should have gone on over. Did I? Well, I don't show you there. I must have accidentally labeled you. Grabbed the wrong. Oh boy. Sorry, people. That's weird. Sometimes things move around when I'm writing on them. And I must have clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Well, here we go. I will continue to move forward with LaQuisha Roberts. And Ms. Roberts, I did see that you had a question. And can you sit up? Are you able to do that?
I am sitting up.
You are. Sorry, it looked like you were laying down. How are you? How are you? Let me know your question.
I sent I had like a police report I took to the municipal court. I got into a domestic violence and I gave them like the report. I don't know if they gave it to you for sure or not, but I can email you a copy. So I ended up having to move. So I was set up with community service. I moved because I wasn't like mentally there because of domestic violence.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why my community service wasn't sent in. So that's why they told me to send them the case number.
Okay. I'm not sure about all the, oh yeah, okay. I'll tell you that a lot of times with that kind of situation, they'll make a note in the file, but they won't put the report in my file. One, it's not related directly to this case. And two, it can contain sensitive information that maybe shouldn't be disclosed to anyone who walked in and asked about you, if you follow me. So they didn't give me that, but I did read your note. And I understand what happened. Okay, so just give me one more second. Was there anything a note in there about? She might have taken it to the police department. So did you bring it to the court or did you take it over to the police department?
To the police department.
Okay, they wouldn't even send it to me. Are you don't need to tell me exactly where you are because I don't want you to do that on the internet, but are you still in that location?
I'm still in Texas, just a different city.
Are you in a facility or where you're getting help for the situation?
No, ma'am. I moved with a family member. It's just where that person really doesn't know where I'm at, basically.
Yeah. Does the email that we have work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What I would like you to do is email me that report because I may be able to reduce or waive what's required here. So
Okay.
I'm going to reschedule you just to give us a window for me to do that. And I'm just going to reschedule on my own motion to July 19th.
Do I send the email to where I sent the papers to?
So I did not receive the court papers. Yes. Let me be more clear. The court paper that you were referencing, you can email to the court online help email.
Okay.
So our email is court online help, all one word.
Court online help.
At templetx.gov. It's where we sent from that email to you today's meeting link.
Okay.
So
Okay, I'll just send it there.
Just reply to that email with that information and let me review it and see what adjustments I need to make. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Send me that report. I will not actually scan it to your file. I will do what is called an in-camera inspection, which is a private look at what's going on that created the issue for getting things done. And let me see if I can make an adjustment to what you're required to do.
Okay. If possible, comfortable, I still can, well, if we figure out a decision, I know I can still pay a little payment today and possibly try to pay it off on the 15th.
Okay, well, you know what we're gonna do is resend your income information back to you. And
Okay.
why don't you correct and change the information? Because I think that you had to change jobs, you know, and you may or may not be working at this time. And so why don't you correct that information? And can you scan it all back either through you can fax it in, you can scan it over onto the email. You could take a picture with a smartphone and email it to us. As long as I can read it, I don't, you know, I'm not particularly picky about that sort of thing. And send me all that information back, the updated financial information, and also the police report that you were referencing, and let me make a decision with all the information. Okay?
Okay, and I just sent the report.
Okay. Are you working at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but it's not the same job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just reschedule. There may be a decision before the next court date. And in which case we'll communicate that through an email to you. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. You're good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
And Mr. Weber is being brought back over, hoping. There he goes. Great. Okay. Mr. Weber, Mr. Mattson, can y'all tell me where we are with regard to, there's a speeding allegation from May 30th.
Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and set for final. Mr.
Okay.
Weber would like to proceed towards trial.
Okay. So final pretrial date is August 24th at 1. That's not the actual trial. We're setting bond at that time, doing paperwork. Won't take a long time, but at 1, when you show up, we'll work you in as quickly as we can and get court dates established and protocols established and then move forward. Okay.
You said August 24th, Your Honor?
August 24th at 1 is the schedule.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you both. Mr. Weber, do you have any questions before you go?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so moving forward, Mr. Mattson, your next person is Cameron Keegan. And let me find Keegan. Mr. Keegan. There you go. And Mr. Weber, you're more than welcome to stay on the meeting, but you're also free to go. If you need help with that, let me know.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And I am moving forward as well with Ashlyn. I think, wait, let me see where I am. Okay, yes, Ashlyn Talafuse. Talafuse, did I say that correctly?
Yeah, it's
Say it again, you cut right out right when you said it.
it's Talafuse.
Talafuse, okay. Thank you. So I did get your request for teen court, and let me back up and tell you that the charges of failing to control speed, which isn't a speeding charge, it's a charge that is not controlling the vehicle or losing control of the vehicle, or sometimes running into another object or vehicle. And the fines and costs are $264. The allegation date is May 31st. To that charge, I did receive a plea of guilty and a request for teen court, which I will grant. And there was an accident in this case, as I understand it. Is that right? Okay. So teen court requires, first of all, a signature. So I'll need to make sure that you'll be coming to court sometime today to sign your paperwork. And also there is a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee in cash today?
Yes.
Okay. And then there would be a driving safety course that would be due in 30 days, and we'll give you information for how to find a course. and it can be online or around town. It would be due August 2nd. And then there would be a short 3-page essay that you will write, and we will give that to you in writing with an assigned topic when you come in to do your paperwork, and it would be due August 2nd. Is there any reason that you feel like you couldn't complete these 2 items?
No.
Okay. Are you interested in doing them in order to gain a dismissal of your ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When can we look for you to come to the court to sign your paperwork and pay that 1 fee?
Could I do it today?
Yes, please. What time?
Honestly, right before 4 p.m. would work.
Okay. Just give me an idea of when you're going to be here, and we'll look for you then.
Okay, maybe around like 12 or so.
Okay. Noon or so. Okay. So we'll look for you then. Do you have any questions at this time?
No.
Okay. Everything will be in writing, including how to find a class, what the essay consists of, and you'll sign it. You'll get copies of everything. Just read them very carefully before you go. Make sure you know what you're supposed to do. And if you have questions, the clerk can probably answer. If the clerk cannot answer, the clerk will get the question to me. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Be safe. Okay, so moving forward, my next person is Justin Kenner. Mr. Kenner, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you, sir?
I've been better.
Are you sick?
A little bit under the weather, but I'm maintaining.
So one of the reasons I asked you is just to kind of make sure that I can hear you. I'm struggling a little bit. It seems like either you're moving when you talk or fiddling with something. It's creating some interference. How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. We had a previous Zoom meeting in April. We didn't hear from you that day. Let's see. I've previously done community service. Didn't happen. Let me look. I do see some jail time. Let me kind of look at that real quickly. I didn't get a chance to look at that one before court started. It looks like we have plays on all the cases. Okay. And, oh, I see your notes about work. Give me just a moment. Let's see. Okay, actually, you have the jail time that I would need to credit all of your citations.
Oh, wow.
So I will be able to do that. They are all, he had jail time in 2018 in November. And I didn't see any conflicts with that. Did you? I didn't see anything after. Was there, I think I'm right. I'm just having the clerk double check me. Because, well, 4 eyes are better than 2. Right, yes, I can go ahead and accept your time credit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, that's going to take a few days to fully clear. All right. I don't think we have an active warrant, so it'll just take some time to clear. I do think that I might have a hold on your license from a 2009 case. and probably a February 2017 case. Those holds on the license will take a little bit of time to clear in terms of the DPS system, because we send it electronically almost today, will almost happen. We have 5 days to send it. They take probably 20 to 40 days to clear. If you want to know, if you want to see your cases clear, you go to their website and look for the Texas failure to appear section, and you'll log in to your account and see those cases clear. You'll also see any other cases if you happen to have any. If you do, submit the same information to those courts that you did to me, see what they can do for you, okay? Okay, Mr. Kenner, do you have any questions?
Yes, so my jail time dismissed all those.
It didn't dismiss anything, but it did credit serve those cases that you had pending with this court. And so you're actually done with us,
Oh, wow, thank you so much.
unless you get stopped again, in
Okay.
which case come to court on time, okay?
I've been trying to watch it.
Yeah, please do. Okay, stay safe. All right,
too.
thank you, Mr. Kenner. Bye-bye. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Welcome. And Mr. Mattson, I'm moving Mr. Keenan over, just waiting for that to take effect. For whatever reason, it's a little more slow today than it usually is, which is not great, but we'll work with it. And there he goes. Okay, Mr. Keenan, Mr. Mattson, where are we with regard to Mr. Keenan's case?
Your Honor, Mr. Keegan will be placed on deferral.
Okay,
It'll be 120 days, and he will be completing 8 hours of an alcohol awareness class by day 60.
okay,
And he said he can make full payment within 30 days.
okay. So I'll just say by August 2nd is about 30 days, give or take. And so, okay, thank you. Mr. Keegan, excuse me. Let me ask you quickly, if we send you a deferred paper, can you print it, sign it, and email it back?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we'll send you that sometime this morning, and I will expect to get it back today, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor. Mhm.
thank you. Mr. Mattson, I'm assuming that we're going to prepare that order and send it to him.
That would be great, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Mr. Keegan, you can actually get off the meeting if you want. You're welcome to stay and watch. But we will send that to the email that we used to set the meeting up today, unless we need to use a different one.
And when I receive it, I print it out, I fill it, I sign it, and then I scan it and send it to the same
The-
email that. Which email?
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, and moving forward, Mr. Jose Garcia Goody, I'm sending you over to that meeting with Mr. Mattson. And I am moving forward with Pedro Rangel. So, Mr. Rangel,
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
give me just a moment to get your case pulled up. And so there you are. How are you this morning?
I'm doing fine, Your Honor.
Okay, great. So, okay, so we had community service, and, I have ordered that. We've actually had a couple of extensions on that. It was 128 hours, I believe. And, I haven't seen any progress, just requests for extensions. So my policy is I need to see some progress or I can't keep extending it. So where are you going to do the community service?
Well, I was gonna start, I've been having a hard time with my parents. One of them had caught Alzheimer's this year. The other one went to dialysis. So I've been kind of watching them in the daytime.
Okay.
Recently got a healthcare provider, and my sister moved in from out of town. So now she can start watching them in the daytime. So I can start doing community service.
Okay.
Also, I had a question.
You have the community service information that we gave you before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you picked a place where you're going to go to do the community service?
Yes, probably the St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay. That's a good one.
But I also have a question for you.
Yes.
In the afternoon, I volunteered my time with TYBA. I don't have anyone that plays there, but I'm a coach. I coach a team, which I've been doing for like the last 10 years. They're 10-year-old kids. And I do.
But real quickly, here's my question. Who is that again?
Temple Youth Baseball Association. I mean, I don't make any money off of it.
It isn't about that. Are they a nonprofit under the laws of the state of Texas?
Well, I would have to ask them. I haven't asked them. I mean,
I'm getting a no shake at the head from the clerk that verifies those with us.
Okay.
So what happens is a lot of times people think that, and if you read the rules I sent you, it's really clear. Okay, it has to be a nonprofit. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, so you'll understand a little bit about where I'm coming from. The city of Temple is not going to get involved in your taxes.
Okay.
Okay. If we gave you credit for work you did at a profit organization or something that just doesn't comply with the law for whatever reason, and they can have their own reasons, it doesn't make them bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just that then we have to do tax paperwork. And I'm going to tell you right now, the finance department has plenty to do without doing that. So they're not going to do that. Furthermore, the law doesn't let me accept anything that isn't a nonprofit. So the list I gave you, those definitely are nonprofits. And the note that I have on there says, if you leave the list, just make sure it's a nonprofit. Because if you don't, I can't give you credit. And it's great that you do that. And we should all work in it and serve our community. It's great. But I can't give credit here for it if it doesn't meet those legal requirements.
Okay, I understand, Your Honor.
Sometimes people aren't already doing something and they go get involved in something and they feel like I should give them credit and I can't. So, and then they get upset. But the fact is, I put it on there for a real specific reason because people waste their own time and maybe they didn't, I don't know.
No, I understand, Your Honor. It was just a question.
Yeah, rules are rules.
It was just a question.
And it's just, it has to do with making sure that it's a consistent result too. So St. Vincent de Paul, I believe they are on our list, but in any event, I know that they're a nonprofit because I've talked with them. They're a good program. They do a lot of good works in the community, especially for folks who need food. And that's kind of that's not really their primary mission, but they do that too. So that's a good one. I can give you, what I would like to do is give you just, it's a month because I want to get some hours turned in, make sure that I can see what you can get done in a month so that then I don't have to keep doing extensions. I want to see how much you can get done. And that way I can see how much time you might need.
Okay.
Okay. So I will extend you until August 2nd.
Okay.
And I'm just making notes to the file. And do you have any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rangel.
Thank you.
You're good to go. Okay. So Mr. Mattson, on the Goody case, could you tell me where we are?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be reducing his fine to $50, and he will be able to pay the outstanding balance today.
Okay, and I don't know the court costs, but do you have a total?
It will be $184 total.
Okay. All right. Mr. Garcia, Goody, Are you going to pay online or are you coming by, or are you paying by phone?
By phone, Your Honor.
Okay, you can, after give me a moment to get that reduction done. And once it reflects 184, then you call the clerk. I would say probably 10 to 15 minutes would be safe. Okay, we think we can get there. Give us 15 minutes and then call the clerk, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'll sign the reduction. We're going to do it here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Matson, I am moving you forward with Christina Brockman. And Ms. Brockman, just moving you into that meeting. And I am moving forward, let's see, with Enoch Leach. Hi, Mr. Leach. I know you've had to log in and out a few times. Thank you for staying at it. How are you today? So I think you might still be muted. And Mr. Matson, I think she's over in that meeting. Okay. There you are. Mr. Leach, it shows you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. Can you perhaps turn your volume up? Because mine's all the way up. Mr. Leach? Is he scheduled for the pretrial today on this? Okay. Okay, Mr. Leach, hopefully you can resolve your audio issues. I'm gonna have to, I don't know what's happened. Let me try it again, Mr. Leach. Can you unmute and talk to me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello.
I can hear
Hello.
you.
Hello.
Yeah, who is on the line?
I can hear you.
Who is this?
Jonathan Mose.
Hi. So right now you're on a phone call and I can't really tell, you know, if you're, yeah, I don't know, it even sounds like you might be driving, but anyway, are you driving?
No, I'm with someone.
Okay. Mr. Mose, court started, let's see, about an hour ago. Where have you been?
Ma'am, the Zoom I wasn't able to do and I wasn't familiar. I just figured all this out to dial this number and to enter the ID and stuff.
Okay, well, we will get to you soon.
Ma'am?
Yeah, we'll be with you shortly. There are several people ahead of you who were here earlier. Okay, we'll get to you soon.
Yeah.
Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Stay
Okay.
on.
Okay, Mr. Leach, I think I can hear you now.
Yes, I had to log out of my computer and do it on my phone. I guess my speakers on my computer wasn't working.
That's okay. Okay, Mr. Mose, if you're going to stay in the meeting, you need to stay muted until it's your turn. Okay, I've got you muted for a reason because several people are ahead of you in line. Mr. Leach, okay, let me walk you through this because we've got quite a bit of work to do, okay? And you're actually here on 2 dockets. So
Yes.
I need to walk you through each of them. So there is, let's start with everything is in warrant, by the way. So just assume that on each case. There is a disregarding a traffic control device from October 31st of 2019. The costs and fines now are at $366.60. To that charge, I think you have entered a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then there is a speeding charge with costs and fines of $373.10. This is from June 12th of 2019. And to that charge, you have entered a plea of no contest. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then there is another speeding charge. This one from November 26th, 2019. Costs and fines are $392.60. And to that charge, you have entered a plea of no contest. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Then a stop sign charge from November 26th of 2019 also. The costs and fines are at $366.60. To that charge, you have entered a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then a no insurance charge, and that one is from November 20th of 2019. The fines and costs are at $430.30. And to that charge, a no contest plea has been entered. Is that correct?
With that one, if I find like if I have the insurance of that car, can I bring that?
If you can bring it today, yes. But since it's been pending since 2019, I don't have a lot of extra time to give it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And it needs to be specific and verifiable. Okay. But if you bring me something today, I will look at it for sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Now the next one is, you're welcome. The next one is a defective headlamp charge. And that one, let me just make sure. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes
No, you're fine. I hear you
yeah,
clearly.
there it is. That one is a defective headlamp charge. It's from November 26th. The fines and costs are $366.47. And I have a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then there is an expired motor vehicle registration charge from August 23rd of 2018. The fines and costs are at $331.50. And I have a no contest plea on that charge. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Then I have a no insurance charge this time from October 31st of 2019 with a no contest plea. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I have a driving the wrong way on a one-way on a roadway, and the fines and costs are $366.60. And how are you pleading? Sorry, that is from October 31st of 2019. How are you pleading to that charge?
Not guilty. Honestly, Judge, like
Right, guilty and not guilty sound a lot alike. How are you pleading on that one?
not guilty.
Okay. For some reason, I don't have that paper. Give me 2 seconds. Let me
No,
just
you're
get
fine.
caught up. It may be. Is it on? Is it on? Yeah, there it is. Sorry, you wrote that. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was confused by information that I was looking at. Anyway, so your not guilty cases are scheduled today as well with the prosecutor. Okay. And he'll be with you shortly. The no contest cases, I'm looking at ordering community service on those cases. And
hopefully I can get a few of those because the no insurance ones, I had the insurance for the vehicle. It wasn't just my vehicle, it was a vehicle I was sharing with
right
me.
here, but again, like I said, I mean, your court date was back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's 2022.
Understandable.
Insurance, that's one case. There's two of those. If you want to get me something, both are 2019. if you want to get me something today, I'll look at it, okay? And
Okay.
I'll make an order and I'll revise that order if what I receive is specific enough and verifiable enough with an agency that I can make a dismissal, then I would look at it. But I don't just, I mean, I listed the 4 ways that I can dismiss.
Mhm.
That's a compliance issue. If you driving those vehicles were insured on that day. And if I can verify that, great. I don't
Okay.
have any trouble with that. Your cases that you have contested, which is the coming to court on time charges, you've pleaded not guilty to that. And, and the driving the wrong way on a one-way on the roadway. And Mr. Matson and you can have an opportunity to talk about those. And we'll do that here in a few minutes. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So hold on just a moment because it's still gonna, you still have court and I have you in that queue. And I will get to you shortly with regard to him and yourself. Okay. So give us a moment to get to that because actually on that line, some other people were ahead of you. So we'll get there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bet. Mr. Matson, you and Ms. Cheek Brockman had visited, and I am just getting her file. I have her file pulled up. And where are we with regard to this case?
Your Honor, I've offered Ms. Brockman community or deferral, but I wanted to see if she was eligible for community service.
Okay. Let me look. The answer is yes. Yes.
So the terms of the deferral then would just be the 120-day period. And this was not a moving violation, so I'm not requiring driver safety course. And then whatever the conversion of her balance is to community service hours.
Okay, got it. All right, and so 120 days, 14 hours of community service, due August 2nd, no, due August 30th. And nothing further. Is that right, Mr. Matson?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, we can generate that document here. If that's okay. And Ms. Cheek Brockman, what I would do is I'm actually going to ask you to come to the court to sign your documents and pick up your community service package. Can we look for you today before 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will have everything at the window for you. When do you think you might be here?
Would 2 would be okay?
2 would be fine.
Thank
Okay.
you, Judge.
We'll look for you then. Thank you, ma'am. You're good
Thank
to
you.
go. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so Mr. Matson, moving you forward, your next person is Curtis Weber. No, I'm sorry. I forgot to scratch him off. Sergio Quiroz. Mr. Quiroz was not able to get on screen for a reason that he articulated earlier. And, but he is here. Mr. Quiroz, you will have to unmute. Mr. Quiroz, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, great. I'm moving you over to that meeting. And once again, if you're able to get on the screen, it will help. Communicating is easier that way. So he should be over in that meeting now. And I am moving forward. Yes, sir. I'm moving forward now with Pamela Wilburn. Morning, Miss Wilburn. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there.
Okay, good.
Can I speak, Judge, or you want me to listen to you first?
Probably have you listen. Let me kind of pull it and look real quickly.
Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Because yeah, that's what we're doing.
I'm prepared. I have a relative that moved down here with me from San Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's paying me $300 a month. So I'm prepared today to make my first payment on a fine if you can access me one. now that I have a little extra income. Cause you have worked with me and I'm just not able, I'm not well enough to do community service. I'm just not. My diabetes is bad. I'm on 2 insulins and it's been skyrocketing back and forth, and they keep trying to get it under control, but it's not getting no better. And I don't have the energy because I have low potassium and low magnesium,
Yes,
and so
ma'am.
I'm prepared to go ahead and make my first payment today on the fine if I can get on the fine sheet.
Yes, you can. Do you feel like you could afford to pay $25 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I can you put me at 30?
of course. You can always pay
I
more.
appreciate it.
And
Because
also,
we've been at this for a minute.
yeah,
And I basically now it's just the means to no end. I might as well just go ahead and knock it out with a fine.
I have a question before we do that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I had declared you indigent, which means legally unable to pay. Granted, you're telling me there's an extra source of income that you did not have before.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm willing to make the adjustment. I am gonna ask the clerk to do a reduction, if we could, on Miss Wilburn to reduce her by half on her fines. I'm gonna do a need-based reduction, okay? And then I'm gonna ask you, when can you make that first $30 payment?
I can make it later this afternoon. Probably I'll be in the office before it closes.
Before what time?
I don't have transportation, so I'm gonna be safe and say 3 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, and someone, you can get a ride here?
Yes, ma'am. About 3 o'clock, I can.
Okay, we'll look for you then, and we'll have
And then
everything.
remember yes, ma'am. Remember we discussed before that I don't get food stamps, so I was happy about my food and stuff. And I have friends, of course, that buy me food and stuff every month. But
Okay.
now that she came, I'm able to.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put everything at the front desk for you. You should be able to walk in, basically sign everything, make that first payment, get your copies of everything. Probably
Okay.
take you 10 or 15 minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have everything at the front for you, and I hope you get
Thank
to
you.
feeling, I hope you get to feeling better, ma'am.
Okay, God bless you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you, Miss Wilburn. You too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm moving forward. Let's see. Jonathan Sanchez Espinosa. Hi, can you unmute and we'll talk?
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
Oh, that's okay. I had you muted. We're good. So there's a no driver's license charge, and we had, hang on just a moment. Let me look and see. We had a deferred granted in that case, and there was a bond of $50 due. There was a driver safety course option and driver's license due by June 7th. And I don't believe we've, hold on just a moment. Is the bond the June 7th bond or the first one? So we had 3 bonds due, 510, 67, 777. Did we get the 510 one? We got the first bond in May. We didn't get the second one in June. Your course was due by June 7th. Your license was June 7th. So we're really behind at this point.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand that.
So can you make your bond today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then your next bond is due July 7th. Are you going to be on time for that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The next question is, did you get your license by June 7th?
Well, they're really backed up right now. I already finished the driving course,
Okay. When is your appointment?
They have me booked for July 25th.
Okay. Let me look at my calendar.
I think that's what they said.
Okay, I need you to turn it in by July 26th. And then did you take a driving course in order to get become eligible to do your your license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, have you turned that into the court yet?
No, Your Honor.
Was it
I
at
will do that.
least, was it at least 6 hours long?
It has to be 6 hours long.
Yes, it does. That's what your order said.
Yes, Your Honor. I will get comply with that today and turn it in today.
Was it at least 6 hours long?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So when are you gonna, it was already due. You're already in violation of your court order. I need that quickly. Like I need that on the 7th, which is over. So can you get it done and turned in to us by next Monday?
Yes, Your Honor.
That means you're gonna expedite everything. You're gonna get it done today and get it turned in. I'll give you a week. And I'll reschedule this meeting for, let's see, the 19th.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to reschedule his
Yeah.
show cause for the 19th. And the reason for that is the class, the bond, and to check in. And so I'll look for you at that meeting, okay? We'll send that meeting out. Get your bond done today. Get your class turned in ASAP. I will talk to you about it again on July 19th.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're making lots of work for us. You need to get on the ticket.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll let you go.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Half. Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Mr. Quiroz, I believe.
Yes, Your Honor. He was on the phone. I told him to call back in, which it looks like he might have done.
Yeah, he's back in. Mr. Quiroz, can you unmute and talk to us? Hello? There
Your
you
Honor,
are.
I'm here.
Okay, so Mr. Matson was just about to talk to me regarding, where we are with regard to your case.
Okay.
Your Honor, I will be reducing Mr. Hiroz's fine at $50, and he said that he could pay in full once the reduction has been entered.
Okay. All right, Mr. Quiroz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, give us a few minutes to do that reduction, probably 20 minutes. Is that enough time? And then call the clerk and they'll receive payment, or you can come by the building and do it here.
Yes, sir. I'll do that.
Okay, 20 minutes and then call back to the clerk's desk, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and give me 2 seconds to catch up. And then, Mr. Matson, your next person is Carlos Matthew Vargas. Mr. Vargas, I'm moving you over to that meeting with Mr. Matson. You okay? Okay. Okie doke. And, oh, I see that. All right then. I am moving forward with Enoch Leach. Mr. Leach, can you unmute? Let's see.
Yes.
Oh no, we already visited. I'm sorry. You're coming up on Mr. Matson's list as well. Sorry, I forgot to cross you out earlier. Let's see, where are we? Guillermo. Mr. Sanchez. He will be with you shortly. You're on the pretrial docket for today. Then I have some phone call, folks.
Okay.
I have a phone call ending in phone number ending in 417. Mr. Mose will be with you shortly. And let's see. Mr. Leach, Mr. Sanchez is right ahead of you and then you. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Letting Mr. Vargas in again. It's a little chaotic this morning. But Mr. Mattson, excuse me, where are we with regard to Mr. Vargas's case?
We have not spoken yet, Your Honor.
Okay.
My bad. It would not let me unmute myself.
Okay, I don't know why that would be except on your end. We can try it again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just going back through because I have a number of phone numbers. Let's see, we've got that one. Mr. Vargas, I'm showing you in another meeting. So I don't know what's happening.
It said that your Zoom meeting had ended unexpectedly.
No, it just ended on your end. All I know is to keep trying to send you back over there.
Yeah, it won't. Like every time you send me over there, it won't send me. It just.
Okay,
like
well,
the
the
app.
answer to that is to come in on your court date. Let's try one more time. If Zoom isn't going to work, then we'll have to have you come into court another day. Okay, I have a phone caller. Let's see. I got an email. Hold on. Regarding a phone caller. Definitely scan that to the file. Yeah, I never saw that number. I have a question. I have someone here. I'm asking to unmute. Phone number ending in 132. Caller, who are you? It's a 254 area code. And then towards the end, either the last three or within the last four numbers, 132. Who are you? You'll have to unmute. So I'm going to move to, yeah.
Hello,
Yeah, hi. Who are you?
William Brown.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Brown.
How are you?
I'm fine. Let me get your file pulled up. Okay. So, yeah. So we have a registration charge with a guilty finding. The balance is 166. And I'm just looking at that one because I'm a little unsure. Is he scheduled to pay all that by June 30th? I'm not clear of. No, yeah. We have kept, I'm glad to hear that you're here because you keep not showing up for court. I can schedule a payment plan. You have requested $75 a month. I might be willing to do that, but we have warrants and repeated attempts to try to get you into court. I guess what I'm trying to find out is, if you could let me know what you can pay today towards your balance.
I can't pay nothing today. I don't get paid again to Friday.
Okay, Friday,
on
what's the
first.
max? Friday, what is the max that you could pay?
I can pay the 75 on Friday.
Okay. That is the 30. Hold on just a moment. Okay. So Friday is the 1st. And at your job, are you getting paid every other Friday?
Yes, I get paid every 2 weeks where I work at.
Okay. And so you're wanting to pay $75 every 2 weeks? Or what are you trying
Yes,
to do?
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I can do that. Then every 2 weeks. I do need to figure out a way to get you to sign your documents today. Can you come to the court and take 10 minutes at the clerk's desk to make a signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can recall your warrants if you come in to do that. You won't get you won't get arrested for coming in. We'll have everything at the front desk for you. Okay?
Okay. And about the registration, that wasn't even my vehicle. That was my grandmother's vehicle. And I kept asking her to try to get it the registration fixed on, and she never would.
Okay.
I was just using the vehicle for that time being, so I have to wait back and forth to work.
I
So I wouldn't lose my
understand.
job.
Right. I understand. The thing is, you already entered a plea for that charge. And we do, like in Texas, we don't cite vehicles, we cite drivers. So that one's just
Right.
adding into your payment plan, okay? Okay, we'll see you at the front desk this morning, okay?
All right. I'll be
Okay.
there shortly, about 12
Okay.
o'clock, okay?
That'd be fine.
All right.
Thank
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's see, if I call your name. Oh, Marissa. Yeah, that's right. Ms. Zanika. I saw you come in the meeting a little bit ago. And I did get your file out. Your tobacco awareness class was due May 26th. I don't
Yes,
believe.
ma'am,
But what?
I was gonna ask for an extended amount of time because I had a job, but my job they weren't working me because the big boss had said that they needed to cut hours. So I was barely working, and at one point they weren't even working me at all. And then on top of that, I'm a graduate of this 2022, but I graduated a year earlier because I'm originally from 2023. So my work kind of like caught up to me. I was trying to finish it, so I was able to graduate with the class of 2022. And I kind of had forgot about the classes while with work and school. So I was gonna see if I could like get an extended time so I could raise up some money.
Okay,
for
how
the
long?
class.
Here's the thing about teen court. You're in teen court. And it's not that I'm particularly opposed to what you're suggesting. It's just that we had a deal and you didn't follow it. And now I'm getting from you, what I'm hearing is I might be able to maybe do this. And we're like a month past your due date. And teen court,
I should.
and wait a minute, because I'm still talking. With teen court, we had 60 days. We're past the 60th day. We scheduled you to complete by the 30th day. We had a little leeway there, but we don't now. And I can change what we're doing, but I'm going to need some more paperwork. I'm going to need your income information. And I could look at shifting this into a deferral. but in teen court, I don't have any more room to go. Because when it was due and you didn't turn it in, you also didn't communicate with us about it. And so now we're outside our timeline. So what I can do, if you'll come to the court and sign for an extension, and I will reschedule this to the 19th of July, okay? And you'll have you'll have to come sign for that and then pick up the paperwork that I need you to fill out. If you get your class done and turned in, I'll accept it up to the next court date, which is July 19th.
July 19th. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
So either get the class done and turned in, or have the paperwork we're going to give you today turned in and log in on the Zoom meeting. I would say log in on the Zoom meeting anyway. So I either want your class or the paperwork you're going to pick up today. And then I'll talk to you on the 19th.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. So when will you be here this morning or this afternoon?
1 p.m.
That'll be fine. We'll see you then, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. And Mr. Matson, I'm sorry. Let me move the person back over. There he is. Okay, Mr. Vargas has control of his system now. So here we are, and where are we with regard to Mr. Vargas's case?
We're going to go ahead and set for final, Your Honor. Mr. Vargas would like to go to trial, but I believe he wants to speak with you about the date.
Okay, I will work with him. I'm going to move you forward. Mr. Sanchez is next, and after that, Mr. Leach, and then Mr. Mose. So let's see. Yeah, Mr. Sanchez, Guillermo, we're going to move you over to a meeting with Mr. Matson.
Okay.
Okay. He has a helper there working with him.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Vargas, right now I have you scheduled for July 27th at 3. Is there an issue with that date?
No, ma'am, there's not.
Okay, we'll just, we have you already scheduled. So that's when we'll see you here at the court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're just waiting on developments. Working with those. But everyone's waiting for Mr. Matson at this point. So that docket sometimes takes just a little longer because it's a little more involved. Okay. Let's see. I have a new way to handle this, because it's really would be better if I had thought to put indigent, non-indigent. So I check it if they are, I cross through it if they are. I've told Melissa that too, just so we're all on the same page. No, I never saw Miss Boniface log in. Mhm. Um, she had a show cause? Yeah. She's had a show, so she's had a show cause. I mean, I know we've scheduled her, but have we set her for a show cause when she didn't show up? Because I'm inclined to just push it forward to more. I don't, I find bad faith. She's the one who has the restitution, right? For her rabies.
She has been served.
Okay.
What's my?
Do we have her license number? Can we do any kind of hold on it for one show on these on non-traffic business? Not on the restitution, but on the other. Yeah. Let's begin that proceeding. I'm not accepting her pleas at this time because I can't even get her. Peerage is not such that she could never get to court, you know. So she says she has a CPS case. I wonder if that's true. She lists a 24-year-old daughter. Um, I'm gonna say at this point that the bad faith level is so pronounced that she's no longer allowed to be scheduled for Zoom. The only thing she can schedule for is final pretrial date to see me. That's not getting her out of any warrants, however. She can set up payments. She doesn't have income, but I don't know that I find that credible either. Saying you have a CPS case, but you don't have any children is not, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything. Oh, well, that may be something else. I think that she's gonna need to make payments on her restitution before I'm willing to accept her plea and make an order. She's not making herself available to court. So, I'll put notes in there, but it's likely that someone would come ask you because okay, so for the first time, and this is very strange, I have no ability to send that person back in. It doesn't give me the option. They're
Okay,
gonna-
I'll see if they can do it themselves. I'll go back over there really quick.
Okay. I'll be right with you all.
Thank you.
Vou pôr no lentes aqui, outros lentes aqui, outros lentes não troca. Dentro por isso aqui assim.
Okay, so Mr. Matson, with regard to Mr. Sanchez's cases, where are we?
Your Honor, I'll be reducing Mr. Sanchez's fine to 0. Actually, he'll just be paying court costs.
Okay. And the court costs on this case, I believe are, let me look, I think they are.
I have $81.
Yeah, that should be right. And when is that getting paid?
She said they would call in by 11:20, 11:30.
Paying in full today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That will work. We'll do that reduction here if that's okay. We
That'd
have
be great.
we have time to do it. And then your next person, I just need to kind of set this up a little bit, is and sorry, Mr. Sanchez, we're doing that reduction now. Just hang on a moment. I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Matson, let me get Mr. Leach on the screen. Mr. Leach, can you get on the screen? Thank you. So, Mr. Matson, where we are with Mr. Leach, just to give you the kind of procedural history, is that I have accepted his pleas of no contest. And I'll just, without going through each one, I'll say on all the cases except for what is pending for your docket, which are the 3 VPTA cases, and then a driving the wrong way on a one-way charge. All cases date from 2019. All cases are in warrant. He qualifies for community service on the remaining cases, and I'm getting ready to work on that order while you folks communicate together in the meeting. Okay? So we're all on the same page now.
Your Honor, did you say 3 FTAs or are there 4?
Let me look and see. Oh, I'm sorry, there are 4. I missed the last page. And yes, there are 4 no appearance cases, and then 1 driving wrong way on a one-way charge that are still contested.
And you said he does qualify for community service on all 5 of those?
He does.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, move on over to that meeting.
And how do I do that?
It should have taken you over, but anyway. It should do it. Okay. Okay, Mr. Sanchez, we have that done now. And so y'all can call the clerk and do payment, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna disconnect you so you can free up your phone.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Mose will be with you shortly. Almost your turn. Varius? No, I thought we did him. Yes. Yeah. I know it's been a wild and wally morning, isn't it? Yes. Mr. Davis, hasn't he had cases before? Oh, look. I'm sorry, you keep working. I'm just thinking out. I'm thinking out loud. Okay. How weird that he did his paperwork. He did his magistrate paperwork. Let's see. He's a working young kid. Can't read this one. It's 8629 534.
This is Joni.
Yes, do I have the number for Rayshawn Davis?
Yes, this is right.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's who?
This is his mom.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought you said wife, and I thought, well, he's 16.
No, I'm his mom.
I'm the judge of the court for the theft charge that he had.
Yes, ma'am.
And I realize he's a student and a working young person. He's not included. He didn't show up for court this morning.
Oh, he had court this morning. I thought it was through a phone thing or something.
Yeah, it's a Zoom call, and we have been here for an hour and 2 hours, and he never
I'm so
showed.
sorry. He's right here. Is it a way we can try to connect it now?
That would be great. Do y'all have the link?
Do we have what?
The link. We sent the link to his email.
Is it to his email or my email?
Whatever email y'all provided would be the answer to that.
I'm looking right now. I'm so sorry.
Joni
I had
Hughes.
a lot going on this morning. I'm sorry. Let me see.
Joni Hughes. That's where we sent it.
Yes, I don't see an email.
Okay.
Joni Hughes 43@gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. We sent it there.
Yeah, I don't see an email. Did you send it this morning?
No, we would have sent it. We sent it on the 21st.
Let me see if I saw it and say.
Did we send the documents there too?
PD, no.
No, it's court online help.
It's the court, your case is being set for June the 30th. Oh, here it is right here, Zoom meeting appearance, court appearance. Or
No, just click on the link.
lunch meeting.
No, not a lunch meeting. It was a Zoom meeting. Launch meeting, yes.
I have it. It wants me to put Zoom is not on this phone, so let me go ahead and install it on this phone.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go and I'll look for you in the meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. I apologize. I'm doing it right now.
Okay, great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think she probably did just have it. It may have the same name as the husband too. It might be a junior. Okay. Sent it 3 times, so I don't know what's going on. He's not bouncing back over.
Let me see if he's still in there.
Yes. There we go. Okay. Mr. Matson, where are we with the I'm sorry, Mr. Leach, I didn't mean to unmute. I was trying to tell you to unmute.
You're fine.
Sometimes when we click at the same time.
I'm used to Zoom. I did a lot of at home work, so I'm kind of used to the Zooms and all that.
Okay, Mr. Matson, where are we?
Your Honor, I'm going to be dismissing 2 of Mr. Leach's citations in exchange for a no contest plea on the other 3.
Okay. Just if you can give me the dates on the cases you're dismissing, that will help me tremendously.
I am dismissing both citations from October 31st.
Okay, I only have 1 VPTA. So are you dismissing from that date? Are you dismissing the driving on the wrong way charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're dismissing the driving on the wrong way charge. And then you're dismissing the VPTA associated with that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then are you dismissing another one, or is that?
No, he will be pleading no contest on the other 3 VPTAs.
Okay, and I'm adding those to his community service. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry, I thought you were just making a statement.
It sure sounded like one, didn't it? Okay, so I'm going to let you move forward with Mr. It's Mose or Mosey, and he's on a phone call and has been attentive so far. So let me, Mr. Mosey or Mose? Jonathan Mose, can you unmute? Mr. Leach, I want you back on screen here shortly. Mr. Mose, can you go ahead and unmute? Mr. Mose, are you there? Okay, Mr. Mose, what I'm going to have to do is just disconnect you in hopes that you'll realize that you've tuned out and maybe you can log back in. I have no other way to get you on. Mr. Matson, hang tight in case we can get him back on in the next minute or 5 minutes, maybe.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Leach, what I've done is reduced your fines and costs to community service. I need to add the 3 cases in because I didn't know where those were going to go. Give me 1 moment to do that.
Okay.
And then I'll get you a total number.
Your Honor, did I need to send those dismissal forms to you?
That would be great.
All right, I'll do that right now.
Okay, so Mr. Leach, that comes to 235 hours of community service, okay? And we're gonna start with a due date 60 days from today, which is August 30th. I wanna see what you can get done in that time frame. If you don't get it all done, it's not a surprise to me at that point, but it'll give me some idea of how much more time you might need. Okay, I will recall your warrants today. Any holds on the license get recalled as soon as those hours are satisfied.
Yeah, Judge, you won't even have to worry about me. Like, I'm doing this all for CDL. I'm trying to start a career in CDL, so I'm trying to go ahead and get this done so I can start that.
Great. So you're in Temple. The best way to handle this is for you to come in to sign for everything so that I can give you a rather large packet that tells you how to get your community service done. There is a set of rules that I would expect you to read and follow. That includes that it has to be either a provider from the list and a nonprofit organization, which all of those are, or off the list nonprofit organization. Verify that it's a nonprofit or you'll be wasting your time. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you come in to sign that. When should we look for you?
I can come like as soon as this is over with.
Okay, by noon?
Yes.
Okay.
I literally stay probably, it's the same place I came and got the paperwork from and all that. So I'll stay like 5 minutes away. I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, don't run because we need a little time to get all your paperwork dealt with, but we're getting
So
there.
12:31.
12 is fine. We'll see you then. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great one.
Too. All right. So let's see. On Mr. Davis's case, can we get Mr. Davis on screen with you, Ms. Hughes? Oh, we're not on audio. Ms. Hughes, can you hear me? Let me try calling again.
This is Joni.
Hi, Ms. Hughes. The audio isn't connecting. I think the
That's what I
better.
can't. I'm supposed to fix it right now.
Okay, because okay. Is your son with you?
Yes, he's right here.
Okay, well, I mean, if we can't get the audio and the visual to work together on the Zoom call, then we just do a phone call.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
seeing someone different now.
I don't know who you're seeing, but if you're seeing a gentleman with brown hair, that's the prosecutor. You'll go to the corner of your screen. There's
Okay.
there's a section that says view.
Right.
If you can click on that, it'll give you options and tell it you want gallery.
Okay.
No.
Let me see. Let me see.
Do you see?
No.
Okay.
I can hear you, but I'm just seeing a picture of someone.
Who are you seeing a picture of? What is
It
the
looks like
picture?
a picture of a judge with probably red hair.
That
long
would
red
be
hair.
okay. We're good. It's just showing you. You're just getting the standard screen. So okay. So I can see y'all. Okay, and
Okay, perfect.
I see Rayshawn next to you, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Rayshawn. Sit up and take your hand down. Let me see you.
Oh, I think it's probably the position that we're in also.
Yeah. Well,
Come
I
on
need
this
to,
side.
it's really his case, so I need to see him.
Okay.
Okay, I just see you. Okay, very good. Hi, Rashawn. Okay, so the charge is a theft under $100, and I'm Judge Person, and you've requested teen court. With teen court, there's a $20 cash fee and a class due. Can you pay the fee today, the $20 fee?
Give that away.
No, I don't have no cash. I don't have nothing on my cash.
Do you have cash? Because you can go up there and just take it.
It has
Just
to
get
be
us away. It has to be cash. Yes, he said yes.
right. Okay, and then there's going to be a theft intervention class that you take online.
Online?
Yeah, it's a theft intervention class, 12 hours.
Okay,
And it would be due on August 2nd.
August 2nd. I'll make sure I keep it. I remember try to write that down.
Well, actually, we're going to write it down for y'all, and y'all are going to come up and sign your paperwork here at the court.
Okay,
And we'll give you class information to choose from.
Okay.
as well. So when
Okay.
can you be, what time today will y'all be coming in?
I can come within the next hour.
Okay, we'll look for y'all by noonish, okay?
Okay,
And
perfect.
really, you'll read through everything and sign everything at the window and get copies. And then every $20 fee is today, and then the class due by August 2nd.
Okay, perfect.
It's 8 hours. The clerk just informed me it's actually 8 hours, not 12.
8 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll see y'all soon.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Seeing no one further, we're going to just go ahead and end the meeting.
Aaron, I sent you those 2 dismissals.
Thank you very much. We got them.